He's the person who made me realize that one universe is not that exciting enough. There should be two universes or more. He's a nuclear physicist at Thermo Fisher before, and he's the humanitarian as well as the chairman of many NGO organizations with the United Nations. Let's buckle your seatbelts, and we will launch the Space Voyager. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's welcome to the stage Dr. Leong Ying.
Thank you, Albert. I'm going to talk boring physics to you guys. I don't know how the rocket science going to basically... Albert, can you do the talk for me? I think you're going to get more applause than mine. But anyway, hopefully this is not going to be a boring physics, because I'm going to tell you the new physics, the new mathematics that will take humanity to the next phase of life. So this is my discovery of the twin universe. So those that follow me on social media will see me sign quite often. So you and us are in the other universe watching this presentation as well. Okay, so we all know modern physics. Okay, there's two major principles that governs physics these days. There's the general relativity of Albert Einstein. Everyone knows about E equals mc squared. That is a deterministic science. That basically says that if you have every parameter, you could then define every action that follows. Okay? And now that explains the macro world, the cosmos, how planets move, how rockets are launched into space. But there is another major scientific discovery, which is obviously quantum mechanics, which explains the microscopic world. But the problem is, well, I say the problem because the microscopic world, quantum physics, is based on uncertainty. Therefore, there's a major conflict between the two most important scientific models of our modern physics. One that claims to explain everything, and one that says, no, we cannot define anything. Therefore, there's a major conflict. Therefore, the holy grail of science is to discover what we term as the theory of everything. A single theory that can explain absolutely everything. But modern science at a loggerhead. It's like the yin yang, right? It's like and there's right now no breakthrough that can resolve this until the discovery of the twin universe. Okay? So now, you may have heard of dark energy, dark matter, okay? That's basically a scientific term of saying, I don't have a clue what it is about, okay? So dark energy is this unknown thing that governs the acceleration of our universe. So no one has any idea what is generating this acceleration of the universe. So they just call it dark energy. Similarly, dark matter explains the rapid rotation of galaxies. Again, they measured it and they say, well, it's rotating to galaxies at that rate should basically explode outward and fall apart, but it doesn't. So again, modern science cannot explain why galaxies are rotating so fast. So the scientists just said, we'll just call it dark matter. So the twin universe is the only scientific theory, I repeat, the only scientific theory that can qualitatively and more importantly, quantitatively. So you hear about the economics geniuses here, right? They quantify everything, every dollar, everything. That's how they govern, that's how they count your money. And that's the same with science, right? In fact, there's a lot of physicists that work on Wall Street, as you know, right? So because of the numberability and the quantum theory, some would say the stock market works on uncertainty model, right? So the twin universe, which I discovered in 1998, is the only model that can explain all this. Not just dark energy, not just dark matter, not just where's all the missing antimatter, and why is this quantum entanglement? It is the only scientific theory that cannot explain all those. And I published various books on this, so I'm putting my neck out there. So it is truly the answer to everything, okay? Now, I don't have time to go into all the equations, etc. Mike, I need to get your hands up there. I've known Mike a lot of years, so thank you. But it is the only twin universe theory, it's the only one that can explain all these cosmic unknowns, okay? The biggest discovery I'll leave to the end. I'll explain what is the biggest discovery. So I'll give you some example, okay? So this is a comparison chart. So we have the single universe, which is our modern scientific theory. Then we have, in comparison, the twin universe theory, okay? So the first fundamental rule, everything, including the stock market, including everything, is governed by the laws of thermodynamics. You all know the first law of thermodynamics, right? Energy cannot be created, and blah, blah, blah. Entropy is always increasing, okay? Well, guess what? Our modern laws disobey the conservation laws of thermodynamics. Now, when I speak to my fellow physicists, say, you know, why is everything obey the laws of thermodynamics except the universe itself? And their excuse, now, the honest one will tell you, I don't know, right? But what I term it, the dishonest one will come up with, this is the most theory, right? Oh, everything follows the laws of thermodynamics except for the universe. That's the explanation. To me, that is just absolutely, pardon my English, BS, okay? The twin universe obeys the laws of thermodynamics. Why? Because in the twin universe, you have a positive and you have a negative. When you add positive and negative, guess what? You get to zero. So before the creation of time, there was zero energy, zero everything. With the twin universe, at the moment of creation, when you have an equal opposite universe, the twin universe, it gets back to zero. So it's the only theory that obeys the laws of thermodynamics. Okay? Then the other thing, I'm not going to go, but there is also a flat universe. Einstein says the biggest mistake when he inputted the negative cosmological pressure, because at that time they hadn't measured the acceleration of the universe. So he said it was a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. Okay? In the twin universe, it's basically controlled by antimatter and anti-antimatter. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the thing. So cosmic expansion, current science says dark energy. They can't explain it. I've done the calculation, and I repeat, the calculation using the twin universe, and my prediction matches the observational value of the Hubble constant. Okay? The only theory that actually calculates and predicts it. Okay? So like I said to you, all right? And similarly, galactic rotation, science cannot explain it, so they just call it dark matter. Okay? And again, mine's the only calculation that actually quantifies what dark matter is. And then black holes, missing antimatter, all this, the twin universe is the only scientific theory that explains everything that modern science cannot. Now, there may be people out there say, well, we have two great Nobel nominated Peace Award in Mike and obviously Gary, right? So you may ask, well, if you discovered this, shouldn't you win the Nobel Prize in Physics? Well, yeah, should I? And just to give you an concept, when I put forward this twin universe idea 20 years ago, my fellow scientists all laughed at me, right? They literally laughed at me. Some would call me names. But remember this, Einstein could not get a teaching job because they all thought he was stupid. Literally, right? Einstein had to work in a patent office because they thought he was stupid until he was proven right. Then when he was proven right, everyone wanted him to be a professor at the university. And of course he went to Princeton and, you know, so it wasn't that Einstein became from an idiot to a genius, it's just that his science was proven. And then when he was proven, they realized, well, he's a genius, right? So I said, this is the only scientific theory that can explain all these unknowns. Now, my fellow scientists have stopped laughing at me. So if you watch the Discovery Channel, in fact, you will see a lot of scientists talk about multiverses, parallel universes. So they're jumping on this bandwagon. Okay, so I'm just saying, folks. Now, when I said discover the twin universe, I'm actually not the first to discover the twin universe. In fact, as you know, Chinese, right? We have Taoism, the Yin Yang, which was formulated 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, right? So the twin universe is the Yin Yang. So you could say the Chinese already know the true essence of our cosmic existence, right? So it goes back a lot of time. In fact, I have here a dear friend of mine, Catherine. She's a very famous fashion designer, so she does fashion shows here. She was the first plus-size supermodel to walk on the catwalk of New York City. So you wanted to fashion Catherine. But even though she's famous, she's not the most famous in her family. Her husband is the second most famous writer on Marvel comic book. Her husband actually wrote Captain America and a lot of the major things that, yeah, exactly, right? The reason why I brought this into it is her husband was writing back in those times about the quasar, about the multiverse, right? So I think fate has brought us together. In fact, Catherine and I, even though it's scientific and her comes from the comic world, there's that reality that brought us together. So we are talking about evolving and obviously doing a film production, major film. My wife is a filmmaker as well over there, super talented, award-winning filmmaker. So I got a pitch for her as well. Top gun women, right? Women. A family comes from Colombia as well, so you got to talk to her as well. Yeah, you know, and Catalan. So I think someone's there from Catalan as well. But anyway, so I said to you, I publish, like I said to you, various scientific book. I've gone on various conferences. So like I said, in the early days, I was laughed at. These days, I'm no longer laughed at. Okay? So, like I said to you, you know, when, like Einstein, when he's proven correct, he got the recognition, the accolade, okay? Now, we all have egos. I have an ego, okay? But ultimately, those that know me know the divine path that I'm heading. I'm not doing this for myself, I'm not doing this for our collective organization, okay? The biggest discovery of the twin universe, all right, the biggest discovery is the existence of a single omnipotent consciousness. That is the scientific terminology of God. I was not a God believer. Like I said, I'm a nuclear physicist. Okay, I'm a qualified nuclear physicist. But this path of the twin universe ultimately led me to the greatest discovery of all time. Not about dark energy, not about dark matter, but my path to God. And in fact, my God book is published at the God book. Go on Amazon, type my name, type God, and you'll see it there. It contains the new mathematics that logically defines God. And it contains the new science that experimentally proves God. And that is my ultimate biggest discovery and legacy that I leave upon humanity. And I'm grateful to Elvis, my dear friend, and the organizer here for giving me this opportunity to deliver this message to you all. So God bless you all. Thank you.